Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Okay, so let's just start off with this. I've been gone for a minute. In fact, I feel very out of practice doing this video, so we will see how this goes. We're going to take our time. So, just to explain, quick explanation really quick is I decided to walk away from the channel, and I thought it was going to be for a while, and then it felt like it was going to be maybe forever. And it wasn't because I wasn't interested. It wasn't because I didn't have any ideas. It was the very opposite. I always have ideas for days. I love creating anything, and I absolutely love working on this channel and helping people in any which way I can. But this past year just called for more deep inner work that I wanted to challenge myself to do. And that meant stepping away from work, any kind of work, honestly, or just where my mind was overactive, because there are those workaholic tendencies. And I know a lot of people struggle with that in this day and age. That's a huge problem. So I wanted to challenge myself to see that I could step away from work and step away from trying to be a part of the hamster wheel. But it was extremely uncomfortable, and I was essentially depriving myself of something that I truly enjoy. With that said, I absolutely was just obsessed with the idea of coming back, and I decided to come back because I didn't see anything wrong with it. I still felt the love for the channel, and I still felt the love for wanting to create content. That's why I'm here. And that's why today we're going to be doing a channeled message. So the way that this is going to go, I'm holding back on the pick of cards readings. I don't know that we need to do any of those readings anymore. Let me be honest. I watched every single one of those pick a card readings. I watched some of them repeatedly. And to be quite frank, almost every single one of those piles was telling the same story from a different perspective. What I'm starting to see, and what's pretty apparent and obvious, is that we are all connected and we're all going through the same thing, just from a different perspective. Okay, there's been a huge shift. There's an awakening that's happening, a wave of divinity that's unfolding, a new cycle that is starting. And I want you to take into consideration, with this new cycle starting, this is your second chance at you. This is your second chance to really decide how you want to live intentionally, because some of us it was our consciousness that took us through that awakening and allowed for it to even happen or be activated. It was a choice in some way. In a way, it was a choice. But in some way, it wasn't a choice. Like, we were kind of being forced to really get out of our comfort zone this past, year, and even into this year. And it has challenged us to choose differently. And the big lesson here was understanding your choices. Today, for our channeled message, the guides wanted to talk about, or spirit wanted to talk about, consequences. Whether it's guides, source, God, it doesn't really matter. Spirit, it's all coming from the same place. This past year, I've been doing a lot of studying. I've been reassessing my own ideas and concepts. I've been challenging certain things. Certain things have been falling apart, collapsing, and then kind of reawakening again. It was just kind of like this, contracting and expanding, where I was learning some new ideas, and some old ideas were seemingly outdated and didn't seem to relate to me anymore. But some of my old ideas that I've tapped into or tuned into did align with me, and those came back with more passion, especially this channel. So to start out, let's go ahead and do our meditation first. Stillness is very important. We spend so much time doing that we forget about our being. So we are going to take a minute here to just do our meditation. And I'm going to go ahead and ring the singing bell here. Okay. So, if you are new to this channel is dedicated to your transformation, your alignment, as well as your healing. The best thing that you can do for yourself and all of humanity and all of the universe is to wake up. Wake up and stay awake. All right. So, here is the channeled message for today. Consequences. All actions create and come with a consequence. Con. Con means to join or with. In Spanish, con always means with. That's what I remember from my few years of Spanish. And then con means to join or with, to join. And then there's sequence. Sequences. Series of events. Consequences. This is about your choice. The choices you make hold the key to your past, present, and future. Think before you act. Be conscious and intentional, and the outcome will always support the choice you made and why you made them. Okay. So even though we're given tarot readings and tarot readers say this, your heart says one thing, your mom and dad say another thing, perhaps your star sign, your ascendant, moon, and sun signs say another thing. Perhaps your guides have certain suggestions for you. Perhaps you're interpreting those messages, maybe not the most accurately, but you're trying your best to interpret them. What matters is that life is about making choices, and it's all about the choices you make. So when you make a choice, you don't do it for anyone else but yourself. That's why you have to be intentional and you have to choose the choice you want to make, and you have to decide, why are you making them? That is what life is about. It's about the choices you make. No one can make you or force you make a choice that you did not make. Your choices are your own. That's the free will. So the free will is us aligning with the universe. That's us deciding whether or not we want to listen to source, go with the advice our guides have for us, or are we going to resist it and choose to go a different path? I have to say, once you start to know and you become more conscious and aware, it's hard to ignore that advice. So just know that even though the universe, your spirit guides may have some sort of advice for you, ultimately it's you who makes the choice. If you choose to follow the guidance and enact that guidance and infuse it into your choices, then you are helping to create or co-create an experience with the universe that is in alignment with the flow. So never think that you're being forced to make a choice. It's always yours to make, though the universe is trying to help you make healthier decisions. The universe is not indifferent. I know we say this. I used to think this. Universe is not indifferent. It's inherently made of love. It's inherently good. So it's always guiding you up. The universe moves in one direction. It's up. Everything is meant to be transmuted, redeemed, or alchemized, and it's supposed to move up. That's why when we feel those negative emotions or just those heavy emotions, we feel like there's something wrong with us because we're actually feeling called to transmute or alchemize those emotions. We personally don't feel that comfortable sitting in the muck of our negative emotions. We feel the need to purify. We feel called to it. So the movie I was taken to, by the way, after I read this channeled message, I'm going to go ahead and pull cards. And I do have my phone camera, so you guys will see the cards as I'm pulling them. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm going to be doing one channeled message a week, and I will be doing one lesson or teaching a week as well. Because I'm not feeling called to do pick a cards. I don't think we need them, because the channeled message encompasses our story. All this is our story that we share a part in here. Okay. So the movie I was taken to was Nicolas Cage Next, or Denzel Washington Deja Vu, Trial and Error. So when you're diving into meditation or subconscious, or when you're deciding what you want to do, the universe, you have your third eye here, and that's supposed to help you imagine and show you potentially what can happen. You start to imagine, well, if I make this choice, then this is what's going to happen, right? So let's say a lot of people these days who are not quite conscious make their choices based off of money and finances. Everything revolves around money, either fearing they're not having enough, or fearing it's not coming, or fearing losing it. People live their life around money, and we're going through a huge rehaul when it comes to our connection to abundance. That is the test here on earth, is we are in this illusion, and if we fall prey to the illusion of the physical, then we live our life on the hamster wheel, a slave to that, when truly we're here to be of service to the greater good, right? To the universe, to source. Here, you can take the time to imagine and to meditate what is your decision going to do, and really sit with that. You know, I can be sometimes double-minded, and we all can be, and our mind does work that way, when we're making choices that are particularly risky or different, or when we're moving in alignment with our awakening. We can start to make choices that, you know, scare us. They're scary. And I'm sure a lot of you have been through those shifts and transformations this past year where you're making choices that are kind of terrifying. It's scary. But here's the thing. The universe is guiding you. Your angels are supporting you. The light is supporting you. The light beings are supporting you. You have a lot of support. So what happens is, if you ever decide and you're confused and you want to think, if I make this choice or this decision, how is it going to impact my life? They're going to show you. So where are you making the choice from? Are you making it based off of finances or money? Because I can tell you, if you make your choices off of finances, you're going to stay on the hamster wheel of finances. Your life is going to be around trying to maintain a financial status, when in truth, that's not why we're here. And it's not in our true spiritual, true nature to run our life around money. It causes more issues. It causes more problems down the line. So Nicolas Cage next. In that movie, Nicolas Cage had this ability to see what would happen if he made a series of choices. He was essentially tapping into his third eye, his imagination, where he was seeing what was going to be the consequence of him following through with a decision. I would encourage you, for whatever choices, big choices you're making in your life, perhaps even smaller choices, sit down and meditate on those choices and let spirit show you what's going to happen if you make that choice. So the other movie was Denzel Washington, Deja Vu. In this movie, he was trying to save a woman, I think, and he kept seeing some sort of bomb go off. And I think I don't know if he kept reliving it or if he had a dream about it and then woke up and he made a certain choice that helped to save her. So before we make these choices and we take that leap of faith, perhaps, you can take the time to use trial and error in your meditations and kind of see what works. Or you can be more impulsive and just make the choices, which is what I did last year. I left a lot of things behind, and my mind could not compute. My mind could not compute with the choices. The fear was so strong, and my mind could not compute. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. It felt like a death, a repeated death that kept happening. But you know, my guides kind of, they showed me. They spent a whole 2 years educating me on what was going to happen. And I was like, ah. And then it happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, why me? So yeah, our choices are not meant to be made so that we're like, everything just feels so good and perfect. Sometimes we're challenged to make really hard choices in our life. And it has a rocky path involved in it, and that rocky path is very intentional. If the universe brings you through a rocky path, which it will at some point in your life many times, it's doing this to teach you something about yourself and about how strong you are. Are you willing to see that through? Trial and error. Life is all about trial and error. Okay, this is the next part. Navigating the ocean of the subconscious. Sorry, I forgot to say I was channeling with this crystal here. I forgot the name of this. I will put it somewhere. I haven't channeled with this. It's like I don't know. I think it starts with an A. It's like at the tip of my tongue. Here. Spirit stuff. I remember exactly where I bought it. The store I bought it from. Something with an A, maybe? Okay. Anyways, navigating the ocean of the subconscious, where all creation is born. Take a moment to look at the budding creations in your subconscious or imagination, the things you value most. How can you nourish them? The things that challenge you, how can you alchemize them? Your subconscious holds the roadmap to your co-creative life. Your subconscious. This is your thought process. You can journal to study your subconscious, and this is where you can find out, how do I think? We're creating this reality. We're perceiving things. So, for example, someone can come up to you and they could be like, hey, how you doing? And maybe the way that you said it, they said it and you perceived it because you were in a bad mood that day. You perceived it as, wow, that's rude, because you were in a bad mood. So our perception colors a lot. If we take note of our inclinations, like, oh, I'm kind of moody. Oh, when someone does this, I get in my mind, I get sensitive about it. You have to take note of these things. You responding, reacting, and behaving this way, because this is the key to life. This is why you're here. We are imagining, we are perceiving life. And if we take the time to observe ourselves and observe the way we think, the way we act, the way we react to things, this helps us to gain a sense of understanding for why we do what we do. We can perhaps even cultivate more compassion for other people and just forgive. I have, a complainer voice that's just like, and then I'm like, oh, I'm doing that thing again where I'm upset and I just start complaining. And then I start thinking about things that bother me. And it's the same thoughts over and over. All the same things that bother me. I start thinking about those things. And then I'm just remember, oh, it's a pattern. It's just a pattern. I can just let it go and redirect. Okay. So your subconscious holds the roadmap to your co-creative life. Study yourself. Let us now get started with pulling cards. I'm still a little bit rusty. Yes, rusty. I am. All right, let us see what message that Spirit has for y'all today. For this lovely channeled message. Oh, by the way, it's a chrysocolla or something like that, right? That's what this is called. I remembered. I was like A or C, I don't know. Apothecary? It's like, no, that's not it. Okay, so the first card we have is a Six of Pentacles. Awesome. So Six of Pentacles talks about generosity. We were talking about money and we were talking about finances. And honestly, that wasn't in my notes. I guess I was just channeling that. Which, by the way, I forgot to show you guys, my notes. I think I was just channeling, I don't know, energy. But they want to connect us back to this energy of generosity available from the universe and understanding where it comes from or how it works. I'm seeing this circulatory energy. Where there's like a cycle. So there's a divine order or divine flow of things when it comes to abundance or money or manifesting or just your body, your health perhaps, healing, the way it shows up. And the universe most certainly wants you to know that there's no shortage of lots of love and support for you, for your condition to improve or anything to improve or to be well. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. Whew. Oh, look at that. We got the Emperor. Okay, I love this. So this is about understanding that you are the source of the power. You're the resource. So think about it. You were dreamt up into existence. Your existence was created on purpose and for purpose. So you embodying or stepping into your power helps the universe, is what the universe is here for you to understand and for you to establish. When you step into your power, things tend to go right. Things tend to work out in your highest good or in your favor, especially spiritually. And understand that when you're going on that spiritual path where you are consciously acknowledging you're a spiritual being and you are here to do some inner work, the universe will put some obstacles in the way just for you to understand this, your power, to understand that you are powerful. But how do you use that power? You won't know unless you go through certain trials and tribulations here. Yeah. Very nice. I'm getting a lot of power with the Emperor and the red. I think I might do a transit video. We have Mars in Aries. I follow Vedic astrology. Mars in Aries right now. Emperor energy. Stepping into your power. So this is a really good time to make use of practicing what it feels like for you to step into your power and understand everything is inner than outer, which means that you might think a pentacle means that, oh, you're going to get a lot of money, but actually it starts from your relationship to money. Are you creating an empowering relationship to the physical where you embrace and you accept perhaps your current status when it comes to your financial status or when it comes to your health or your physical? You know, are you looking in the mirror and you're appreciating what you got? Are you taking care of your body and appreciating what you got? There's something about that, positioning yourself to accept and appreciate what you have, that gratitude feeling that is helping you to tap into a flow, a continuous flow of abundance and generosity and love that the universe has and wants to offer to you. Okay, let's see what other cards want to come through. Guys, it's been a while since I talked, so I'm kind of long-winded today. Anyways, I will only be doing one of these a week because I'm like, we're not going to overindulge like we did last time. We are overindulging. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. Yeah, I'm getting strong, fiery red energy here. The sun, the desert. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that desert energy from this Emperor here, like being in the middle of the desert and just finding a way to nurture yourself or find the nurturance or the water available even in the midst of the desert. So we have here Demeter, Nurturer, and number 11. So again, this is about appreciating yourself, loving yourself. What are you giving to yourself? Your relationship to yourself holds the key. How you think, how you feel about yourself, that's what's deciding what gets to unfold in your life. What are you choosing to feel about yourself? What are you choosing to think about yourself? Your thoughts impact your emotions. So you have to stop and think, how do I feel about myself first? How am I thinking? How am I thinking? How would I like to think about myself? What's the story that's going on in my head right here? So we have your Demeter, Nurturer. So this is about prioritizing you, right? Emperor here. You need to prioritize you, prioritize yourself, prioritize your needs, your inner needs. Prioritize that. This is what the universe prioritizes when it comes to you. So you might look at your outer situation and think to yourself, this is not ideal, but your inner needs are always being supported. So pay attention to how your inner needs are being supported. So we have 11, which is about self-mastery, and that definitely takes me to the Emperor here, who's all about that self-mastery energy. Okay. We have here Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. That's where you get the power from. When you follow the voice of your soul. Is everything? Yeah, everything's looking pretty decent. So when you follow the voice of your soul, that's when things get to work out for you. That's when things are unfolding so beautifully in your life. This is also about the music playing in your heart. Oh my gosh. I have a bit of like a divot here in this card. He's reminding me of Anakin Skywalker. So Anakin Skywalker felt obviously quite vengeful when he lost Padme. I think it was, I don't know. Let me refresh my childhood here. Wasn't into Star Wars like that, but I do remember somewhat the storyline. But he became very vengeful and angry because the love of his life, or I don't know, something, he became angry. I think he just became angry. I can't remember what happened to Padme, but I just remember things were kind of falling apart. She might have died. Maybe in childbirth. I don't know. But I just remember a switch went off. And that's when he closed his heart off to his soul. And his soul probably could have kept guiding him towards this light. Like everyone was like, you are the one, you are special, you're powerful, you attract royalty. But then he went on to the dark side. And that was all because he stopped following the voice of his soul. His heart, essentially. Right? The stars in the sky. Where are you feeling guided? Where have you always felt called to since you were a kid? Okay. We are almost done. Oh, nice. We have here Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can push those up. Lemurian seed codes. Embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Yeah, so you know how all the bad guys turn bad, and part of the reason as to why... Okay, I am back. I just had a series of technical difficulties, which honestly, it happens every time I start something new or start something again. There's always some mistakes that come with it. Okay, so we were talking about the Lemurian seed codes. So Lemurian seed codes is all about understanding that you are a sensitive being. We all are sensitive, and sensitivity is a superpower. This is something that works in your favor. It usually means you're an older soul. You have gone through reincarnations, or you've gone through lifetime experiences, depending on whatever you believe in. It doesn't really matter. But you have developed that part of yourself. You've used that muscle before. And each lifetime you're called towards more grace, more surrender, and more trust in the universe. So don't be afraid to be a sensitive being. This is your superpower. So the number I've been seeing a lot lately has been 144. You are part of that 144. 144 is a code. It's a code from the angels, however you want to see it or call it. It is a code from the angels. It's a call to action, letting you know that you are here to be part of a collective that is loving and kind, and you are here to share your loving kindness with the world. Okay, we are nearing the end of this reading here. We'll pull a few more cards. Whoa. That one disappeared into the ether. Okay, we have here gavel. For Sagittarius, so the gavel, we have the balancing scales. We also have a set of balancing scales here. So it says conviction, decisions made, pay attention, offer accepted, legal matters, fair, finished, or being judged, bring order, serious situation, an important decision. So to me, this card is a representation of being decisive about which team you want to play for. Essentially, what do you want to be a part of? What positive, loving experience would you like to be a part of? What experience would you like to be a part of? What would you like to bring to this world? So the gavel says here conviction. I love that word. I feel like a lot of us need conviction to follow our heart, to know why it is we do what we do. What is your story? Think about your story. Think about what you learned from your upbringing. Perhaps you learned how people don't love each other. Perhaps you learned how people have a tendency to criticize one another, or they tend to focus on all of their faults instead of being open, or they tend to focus on a lack mindset. They want you to know with every story that you've been given about yourself, there's a conviction there. There's a story. that is here to show you how powerful you are, to show you an alternative. Everything that you didn't like, that you've experienced in life, was there to give you conviction for what you can create for yourself. Are you open to that? Are you open to the creation here? Okay. We'll pull a few more cards. Also, we have here 4 stability. Emperor is also about that stability as well. As you stabilize your energy, the external circumstances will stabilize as well. You have to follow the divine order and the flow. The timing is not up to us because it's not meant to be for us. Just imagine if you're God, okay? It's a lot of work and it's a lot of energy. You don't want that weight on your shoulders. But what you want instead is you want to do your part, which is being decisive, being intentional about what it is that you want to create, even if that's an energy and an experience that you're going for. Oh, I want love. I want to focus on my happiness and well-being. Those are strong intentions that can set you up for your entire life. You don't need to get specific and start writing out all of these goals that you need to achieve. Just follow your heart. Okay. Let's see. Have you made up your mind about what's the most important thing in your life? Woo! We got 3. Okay, we have your third eye chakra. I'm worthy of the life I want. Oh, okay. The universe wants you to be ambitious, my dear. I'm worthy of the life I want. Most people want peace. Most people want peace and happiness, but they don't believe they're worthy of it. That's why it keeps, it keeps moving away from them, seemingly. It's because they're not allowing it to come to them, or they're not welcoming it. Energy and experiences has to be welcomed into your presence. You have to make space for it in your heart. Oh, look at here. I make my own decisions with confidence and guys, the synchronicity is wild. Solar plexus. I make my own decisions with confidence and conviction. Solar plexus. Very nice. It's summer, guys. Get out there and soak up the solar rays. If you are in the northern hemisphere, please soak up those sun rays, because the sun is granting you, honestly, this is what I believe. The universe is a reminder of our own inner universe, our own inner brilliance. It's a mirror. Everything around us is a mirror because we're just perceiving things. We're perceiving life. So when we're looking at these astrological shifts that are unfolding in the universe, what those truly are is they're a reminder. They're messages. There are signs everywhere. Is everything a sign? Yes and no. It depends. If you want to interpret it as a sign, it can be a sign, and you can learn how to read and speak to the universe. You are in dialogue with the universe all the time, just like Santiago in The Alchemist. And this card always reminds me of The Alchemist with the pyramids here in Santiago. Okay. Solar plexus affirmations. I make my own decisions with confidence and conviction. If you want life to unfold, you want to feel confident, you decide to be confident. You decide to choose. You go with your choice and you say, this is what I want. This is what I choose. It feels right in my heart. We have here root chakras. I'm at home in my own body. Beautiful. So lots of grounding energy, earthy energy coming through with the Emperor. I mean, the Emperor is Aries energy, but he gives me grounding. We have the 4 here and the Pentacles. So this is about grounding. This is about 11. Mastering yourself, mastering your confidence. How does it work? How does it come out? Well, it's a muscle. You got to practice it. You got to imagine it. Imagine it. Every person who's ever gotten to where they got to, where they are able to achieve that high level of success, imagine themselves doing it first. That's what happened. Okay, we have here root chakra affirmations. I'm at home in my own body. I am comfortable. No matter what happens, I know that I have the ability to change my life just by deciding what's important to me, just by choosing what intentions I want to live by and infusing those intentions in my day-to-day decisions. Okay, we are almost done. Let me pull just a few more cards and we are out. Oh, you guys got the Hinduist. And look at that. The red and the root chakra with the... Yes, I was feeling the red. Okay, we have here Hinduist inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. That feels like all of these energies. I'm at home in my own body. I love myself. Your relationship to yourself determines everything. So many people, the reason why they're miserable or they're sad or they're stuck in that energy is because they're looking to their circumstances to decide how to feel as opposed to deciding how they want to feel. Regardless of the circumstances, it's up to you to choose how would you like to feel. Make that decision. That decision has always been yours, and the universe has been trying to point back to you to show you you are running the show, my dear. You are the perceiver of your life. You are the perceiver, and everything is for your highest good and here to work in your advantage. If you're open to it, it can really work in your advantage. Inspires creative energy. Creative energy is your life force energy, your Shakti. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. You have to be optimistic. This isn't a silly rule. This is a necessity. It's a survival. It's a thrivingness, but it's a survival thing. It's hard to want to be here if you're so focused on things that you don't like. You have to see the good. You're surrounded by good. You're surrounded by it. You're engulfed by it. Celebrates the beauty in yourself. You are beautiful. Infinitely and eternally beautiful. And this has nothing to do with your physical features because this is an illusion. Who cares what you look like? How do you feel? Do you feel beautiful? Beauty is an experience, and to me it has 3 levels. There's the surface stuff, and then to me beauty is about balance, finding that balance, or when you take care of yourself. It's kind of beautiful. Like when people take care of themselves and they're working on themselves and they get good rest. That's level 2 beauty, when you take care of yourself. Level 3 beauty is when you find a way to completely be in harmony with yourself and with life. When people are, regardless of what they look like, people just emanate this bright, beautiful light when they are enjoying life, when they're appreciative. That's a very attractive quality. It's very magnetic because that's something we want to experience for ourselves. You're giving someone that experience of you when you're shining your light. Hinduist, enjoy your life. Okay. Let's just finish with the dice. Last and final advice they might have for you, or tidbits here, and we will end it. Okay, we have here house 7. We have the North Node, and we have Taurus. Okay, so this can be about connections. This can also be... 7th house it's typically primarily focused on connections, but it can also be about our communication, our thoughts, and harmony as well. Because I like to interpret the houses interchangeably with the zodiac signs as well. So this is where you're creating balance and harmony in your life, or learning to move in harmony with life or in harmony with others as well. So with the North Node there, that's all about your destiny. That definitely takes me to the follow the voice of your soul. And we have here Taurus. So Taurus is about being grounded in your energy. This is about putting in the day-to-day work into yourself, taking care of yourself, doing what you need to do to feel grounded. We're not here to skip over the part that we are on Earth. We're here to be here. In this, hologram, illusion, Earth, whatever you want to call it, we're here to be here, and we can't skip it. The best thing to do is to awake and to be a part of that experience and to move in the flow with it. That's what we're here to do. We are not here to skip past and live in our imagination and live in our fantasy world and connect to our guides 24, whatever, the spirit imagination realm 24/7. We are here to be here. That's important. Okay, so there's something about understanding your destiny here on Earth. Understanding your destiny here on Earth. You're a sensitive being. Your destiny is to be you. Your destiny is to believe in you, and your destiny is to believe in the dreams that you want to help come true. That's what your destiny is here with this North Node. So whatever that is, you're here to live a beautiful, magical, and fulfilling life here. Magical in terms of, the universe is doing most of the work around us, and then we're doing our part. So things just kind of click into place, and magic, we are surrounded all around. I feel like there may be also opportunity for abundance here for many of us, and in partnership, I would say that is where you will find your abundance as well, or in a co-creative experience with the universe or with other people as well. Okay, so the last thing I want to add is to be open and be receptive to how experiences want to come to you. I think this is a really good time, if you have creative ideas, to start initiating whatever those ideas you have in mind are, to start initiating them. Take initiative. Take initiative to bring your dreams to fruition. And just see how things want to unfold and what you're feeling called towards. Yes, and boldly make your decisions. If you're going to commit to a project, really commit to it. And that's how I feel about things. When I commit to things, I try to commit to things I genuinely want to do, I want to be a part of, and that I can enjoy. And I try to think about the full circle impact behind that decision or choice. And I try to think everything I'm involved in, I try to think about what is my motivation behind that thing. So for example, I was just asked to be area director for our Toastmasters Club district. And I was like, okay. Not something I would particularly be excited to sign up for myself, but being asked to do it and thinking about how I could be of service or how I could help in some way is my main motivation for why I do it. But most certainly think about what is your main motivation for your life and who you want to be, what you want to do, what's exciting to you, what calls you. And I want you to start getting in the lab and start cooking. I hope you feel inspired to get in the lab and start cooking, or inspired to perhaps journal and really meditate on what are those dreams for you, and understand that your heart and your intention are huge driver behind those dreams coming to fruition. Not necessarily even the action. The action steps are just our choices falling into place. But know that things are, and the universe is most certainly moving things based off of your intentions and what you feel is important to you. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for joining us here, and I will see you next time for another channeled message. I hope you have a beautiful day or evening, and most certainly take care of yourself. Stay awake, be kind, and enjoy the weather wherever you're at. Bye. Free yourself.